And we are live. All right, guys, I didn't tell you this, but you guys are officially on the first episode of the Porn Famous show. Yeah, so I was kind of thinking of it. This was originally Let's Talk. So three-person circle is with me and Dax when we're co-hosting. Then Neve and I are the Pancake Friday. And I had Let's Talk, and that was like a in works name. And I didn't like it, so I changed it to Porn Famous, and this is it. So
okay,
welcome to the Porn Famous podcast. We're doing what we call the peri-cast today. We're going to be trying all the peri chicken on the North Shore. We got Nandos and peri-shack here today. We got food in front of us. So what we're going to do here is we're going to have one of us eat muted while the other two just kind of talk smack, and then we're just going to give our ratings. So who wants to eat? Who wants to chat?
Joey, did you want to eat first?
Sure,
Because I got to put in the order for...
Oh, yeah, Fernando's. Okay, so, Joe, do you want to mute your mic?
I am muting my mic.
So, Armand, what do we... Okay, I'm going to start while you start getting that going.
Sure.
Okay, so we have chicken wings.
Is this the address?
Yes, that's the one. So we have chicken wings, the chicken burger, shack fries. What's the naan called?
Flatbread.
Flatbread naan, and just chicken leg. Is that what we got going on?
Yeah, so a quarter leg and thigh.
Okay, and I'm not gonna lie. So this is just for me to begin with. I was shocked to find out that Nando's, peri-peri shack, and Barcelos weren't all the exact same company. I didn't I just thought that peri-peri was kind of what it was, and that Nando's had a just kind of whole monopoly on it all. And so I would always go to frickin' Barcelos, I think it was, because I don't know, I'm not a big fan of Barcelos. Or at least I've had bad experiences there. Peri-shack and Nando's, I don't know. It's gonna be an interesting tale today to see what happens.
I haven't had Nandos in ages. I've had Barcelos like maybe a year or two ago.
Okay.
But I don't know. I never had like the greatest of experience when I do takeout there, at least.
Yeah, and where is peri-shack? That's actually, let's just start by telling people where peri-shack is.
It's on 2nd and Lonsdale. Right beside the Sushi Bella, just like a few doors down.
Oh,
yeah. So
okay.
it's right there. It's tucked away, so a lot of people don't necessarily know about it.
Yeah.
But I feel like once people start to know about it, then like it'll be kind of a staple.
I mean, I gotta say, just off the top, the peri-peri shack has that mango seasoning or sauce.
The mango sauce, yeah.
That alone for me is a winner.
Yeah,
right there.
It's really good. That's one of my favorite sauces.
Now, Joach, what did you dip that in? Where you're eating the wings there?
So I dipped my wing in the shack sauce. Is that what it's called?
That's shack sauce, yeah.
So good. You gotta tell or give us a hint as like what makes up that, because it is some of the best sauce I've ever had.
So it's the idea is kind of like a white sauce that has like ranch, dill, sour cream, mayo, garlic, onion powder, and it goes good with every single item on the menu.
To be honest, that kind of sounds like me. That sauce.
I've dipped it in a few things, and I've yet to find something good something that it doesn't taste good with.
Yeah. So is it kind of a garlicky sauce?
It kind of feels a bit more like ranch.
Yeah. Okay.
Like it kind of has that overall flavor to it.
Yeah.
But it feels like it's a way more sophisticated ranch. It feels like, I'm not just having ranch. I'm having something good here.
Like European Portuguese ranch, of course. Yeah. I mean, the Portuguese were good at slave trading and making off-brand ranch sauces. Sorry, was that offside of me to say about the Portuguese?
Yeah, because this one was actually the sauce was developed by the owners.
Okay.
Yeah, when they brought the brand over from the States. So pretty much the story behind the restaurant is, one of the guy who owns the restaurant now was just eating at the franchise down in the States, and he was talking to the person who owned the franchise, and he was like, "This is really good food. Tell me your story." And he's like, "Well, I'm actually closing the restaurant at the end of the month because the lease is up and I don't want to run the business anymore." And so he's like, "I want to buy the franchise." So he bought the whole franchise off of this guy in the States, brought it up to Canada, revamped the menu, and then just launched it.
So, okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to probably come back to this a lot because my brain still can't wrap the idea that Nando's isn't the only Portuguese chicken. So, Peri-Peri Shack was Nando's of America, basically? Is that kind of what it was?
No, it was just a single location down in LA, I believe.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, honestly, the one thing I will say about the peri-peri chickens is it seems like such an easy, obvious way to go about making a restaurant. Like, who doesn't like chicken and rice? That's just, it's just obvious. Joach, how you doing there? You don't have to mow it all down, just so you know. You just can't be.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to space this out and enjoy it.
Yeah.
No, so yeah, I've had the rice, the chicken. Is it like a mango rice?
Yeah. So it's a mango and chicken rice with hot sauce on top.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah.
I don't have too many rice dishes, but this has been very good.
Yeah, this is like a consistent go-to for me every single time.
And then the chicken wings.
Yeah.
Are they kind of the same
they're
thing?
hot. So they're hot, and then I just like layered some mango sauce on top.
Okay, yeah, because that tasted really good too. The chicken wing that I had, and I think one of my favorite things is just the fries and the seasoning with the fries. Like, honestly, some of the best fries I've ever had.
Yeah, I just ate some of that rice.
It is so good.
Holy fuck. Yeah, the rice for me, I'm like you said, I don't eat much rice dishes. To be honest, I don't eat much carbs, like the filler stuff, but not out of I don't eat carbs. I just generally don't eat too much of them. Mm-hmm. But I must say, this rice bowl, I rate a lot of food on what would I call it? I want to call it the inhale factor or the choking factor. They're kind of both the same thing. You know, when you eat food and it's so good, you start inhaling it and you start choking a bit. That's how good the rice bowl is. Yeah. You're just like, oh my God, I gotta stop. You're like, I can. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh God, I ate too much rice. Fuck.
I think it is one of the more popular dishes on the menu.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is one of the more popular dishes on the menu, for sure.
So how have you found working there so far? Have you enjoyed it? Like the actual back end of it all?
Wait, is this on?
As long as long as if it's
beeping, okay.
It's
it's really good. So one of my concerns was when I saw how the food was made, would I stop eating it? Right? Because I feel like a lot of people who start working in a kitchen, they'd be afraid that this isn't necessarily made the right way, or it's low quality products. But it wasn't like that at all. It honestly made me like the food even more, which helped me want to stay there.
That's fair. Yeah, you walk in and you're out or disgusted by the way things are done, and you're like, fuck, do I have to?
Yeah, it's nice, because I came in there the one time to see you, and it's a small joint, but it's nice too, because you can actually see the cooks in the kitchen, cooking up the food. So you
can kind of peer into the grill, right?
Yeah. I was very impressed just by going in there.
I like that when you can see them cooking. It's just hold you accountable for what you're doing. I'm fine with you scratching your nuts before you flip my food, but I want to know you're doing it.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
100%. 100%. And that's kind of protocol. That's what we do.
Okay, so damn, I don't what me and Joach were talking about this. There's only 15 people and we know them all, so I don't mean to out this dude because I really like him and his business. But so I'm on 12th and Lonsdale. That's Avita, that corner there, right? There is a kebab place, or a donair place, and a Indian, I think it's called he changed the name of it. It used to be called Boba and or Bobza. And the dude, he's this Persian dude that owns the donair place. Super, super nice. Yeah. Really like the dude. And I go in there and I just chat with him because it's across the street, right? And I always eat there. And he's telling me how he used to live in West Van and had a really high scale restaurant there, upscale one. and he makes the exact same money running this donair place. The only difference is he just shows up, like preps, makes donairs all day, as opposed to the high-end dining. He had to like deal with so much more shit, right?
And there's way more overhead in a business like that, and you're having to deal with staff.
And if it's
then also
fine
way more
dining,
issues.
like fine dining, people I think just are like, this is fucking garbage. What are you doing? Kind
Yeah.
of thing, right? So, anyhow, love the dude. He makes great donairs too. But this is the sad thing. One day I get off work and I was late getting out, so it's like 8:30, and I'm walking past and I look in and the dude has no shirt on. He's just wearing Crocs. I'm assuming he's wearing bottoms, and he's cleaning the entire fucking place. And I was just like, I really like you, dude, but like, it just makes me uncomfortable knowing that you get shirtless to clean your restaurant. And it's it's like a weird, like, I've never had any hair in my food. He clearly cleans the place. It's just, I don't know if it's good practice to do that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's just weird.
Well, like, I've known you for a long time, and personally, there's no one else I'd rather have cooking my food than you, because I know how good you make stuff.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I don't know, Derek,
Wow.
if you ever had
Wow.
him cook for you before, but one of the best.
I once I have, so I can't say a ton, but he was a good cook. Yeah.
Yeah. The nice thing is the food is very easy to cook, and the system and the structure of the restaurants, it's hard to mess it up. Like there's, like one of the things is when there's minimal ingredients, it's easier to make good food because it's simple.
Okay, I just ate the burger. Is that garlic bread?
So it's like it's just peri naan. So it's like, it's got butter on it, and then we grill it, and then we put peri-peri seasoning on top of it. Wow. But one thing that I do want us to try is the peri narrow sauce with the wings.
Okay.
So everyone take your wing and dip it into this peri narrow sauce. I'll put it on the side.
Gosh. Just for the record, our number one podcast all time was the one where we ate all the hot wings on air. So let's see if this can propel us. People seem to like hearing us suffer.
It is quite hot. Ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Oh no.
It's a slow burn.
I'm not good at these things either. Oh no. I'm not gonna lie. It's so hot, but I've trained in this art now.
Yeah.
Between you and Dax and all the hot one challenges, this is manageable. Like a year ago, no way.
Now, we're only dipping it into the sauce. Usually we douse it. So this is kind of just like a little...
Do
Yeah,
people
I
get
couldn't
this?
do that.
Yeah.
What? Other than you?
Yeah. I stopped getting this because I'm like, how often do I want to hurt my mouth?
I just feel bad for those people's rectums. Like,
Yeah.
like it hurts going down. I can't imagine what it would be like going out.
Well, for myself, it's like, I feel like I'm kind of trained, so it doesn't really hurt coming out. So I know people who eat spicy food constantly, they're kind of just developed that.
If you put a hot pepper up your butthole and you throw up, does it burn coming out?
I'm not sure.
I don't think so.
It doesn't like reverse.
I'm pretty sure your intestines wouldn't you'd be pretty uncomfortable down there, but I don't think it would make its way up.
Well, wait. Let's ask the audience. Leave a comment. If you're in the demographic that eats through your butthole, what happens? Let us know.
Yeah, I think we got to figure that out.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah. Right. Excuse me for a minute here.
Yeah, that might be an off-air
Whoa. Okay, I'm just going for it there. I don't even know the words to that song. Oh no, it happened. Okay, dude, every time for some reason, every time on this podcast, at some point, Apple Music opens up and it flickers through like 15 or 20 songs, and then it ends up on the one of me talking about Animal Farm, that like book I read. And I've like tripped out. I'm like, why does it keep coming back to this?
So I have to eat the chicken thigh still, but I think we should, before Nando's gets here, just give some ratings. Do you want to go out of 10?
Yeah, I feel like that's the safest.
10's the safest. What are you guys going to give the rice bowl?
I'm biased, so I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I guess you have to just give it 10s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
For the rice bowl, for me, I think I'm going to give it a high 7. I mean, I don't have very many rice bowls, so it's hard for me to really judge. But for what it is, it was very good. I really enjoyed it.
It's funny you say that. I was gonna give it the same because I feel like a high 7 because I feel like it was basic, but it was really fucking good. Like the sauces on it was doused in sauce, chicken and rice. What more do you want?
Exactly.
Okay, we'll move on to the fries. What did you think of those?
For me, the fries are a 9, or could even be higher. Like
Really?
just the seasoning on the fries. Like they're a good fry to start with, but the seasoning on them makes it. And you have that with the shack sauce.
I will say the shack sauce is incredible.
It is so good.
It's like an over ranchy dill.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, for me, I'm not gonna lie. I'll give the fries, I'll say a 6. I'm not a big potato guy in general. I'm not a big fry guy. So I don't think you're ever going to get me rating French fries high, ever. Just a caveat.
Yeah, I feel like fries they cap out at. I feel like a good fry is a good fry, right? I think it's like a classic side that you kind of just need to have.
Yeah, I'll eat another one. Let's see here.
I feel like
Oh, it's a 10 now.
I feel like the gold standard for fries, or like what fries are compared to, is the McDonald's fries.
Yes.
Just because they're so thin and they get so much grease and salt on them that that just one itself is going to have a lot more flavor than one of the thicker like other fries.
What things can you think of? That's actually a good point. Like, what other foods do you compare to a fast food for the standard? Like the McDonald's French fry, I agree. I think that's probably the best French fry.
Yeah, I agree.
Even over like a good McDonald's French fry, I don't know. I'll take it over like pub fries and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What are some other foods? It doesn't even have to be the gold standard, but what are some other ones that are up there? Like, I always think fried chicken is something like I'd rate Popeyes as one of the best fried chickens, period. Not just fast food fried chicken.
Okay.
I've never had Popeyes. Oh, wait, no. Sorry. I've had their chicken. I don't know if I've had their fries.
Their fries are, man. I was just talking more their chickens,
Just their
though.
chicken?
I mean,
Yeah.
like, just kind of the, I can't think of anything else, really, other than those two.
Yeah, because I feel like all the other foods that you get from fast food places are pretty, you can get them from a lot of other places, and there's not as much of a standout as like a clear, gold standard food as what French fries are to McDonald's.
Yeah. Like, are the Golden Arches coincidentally looking like French fries, or did they do that on purpose?
Who can really say?
Too bad Ronald's dead. Did you know Ronald McDonald's real?
Really?
Well, he
No
was.
way.
He's dead now.
Well, who killed him?
Santa.
Diabetes.
Diabetes.
Say Santa?
Okay, and now okay, let's go through the rest first. What do you think of the wings? I think these wings are pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
Are they barbecued?
Yeah, so we bake them and then we grill them to get a nice crisp.
Those are good. I'm gonna give the wings. Okay, I'm just gonna eat one now. I think I'm gonna give them an 8.
I don't think I've had a barbecued wing before. I didn't really grow up eating chicken wings. It's only since I've really become an adult did I start to have chicken wings. But I don't think I've ever had them like properly barbecued before. But
because it gives it like it caramelizes the skin, but also like we'll brush the sauce on it, flip it, brush it, so it gets the sugars in the sauce, make it crispy, and it's just like a depth of flavor.
Because I used to
do the same thing with the chicken.
I used to work at the Boston Pizza, just on Esplanade and there.
Deep fry it, right?
Yeah. Well, no, they come frozen. Like I'm pretty much every place that serves wings like that is going to, and we just throw them through the pizza oven to heat them up, and then just throw them into whatever a bowl, and then whatever sauce the guy or the person wanted, just pour that in there and mix them all up and plate them. But I don't think I've ever had barbecued.
They do have a different flavor to them. You can taste it. I like my meat. I'm just gonna leave it there. No, no, I like my meat with little burn marks on, like that char on it. I don't want to say burnt, but a little burnt. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you're a grill master. Do you think you can make something this good?
I could do the wing. I don't know. I could do the wings. I could make good on the grill. This chicken that I haven't tried yet. I don't know. Just from what Armand said, I don't know how that sounded pretty intense. What he was doing with the like melding of flavors by liquefying fats and then solidifying them on the outside with some sauce.
And I would also just like to say to all the podcast listeners, I don't know how long ago this was. This was maybe 6-8 months ago.
I know you're gonna say.
I sent Derek a text after listening to one of his pods.
Damn it!
Because he wanted to. Whoever sent him a text or commented, he would make a burger of whichever one they chose. And I commented, or no, I texted, and I've yet to receive that burger.
Here at Raid City, we are full of false promises.
And I also commented on the second to last Pancake Friday. I don't remember what my reward for that was.
This one's a more realistic reward, which is Neve will cook you her pot pies. Holy, on my birthday, Neve made the best pot pies. Oh my god, I'm not a pot pie guy. Like I'm not a connoisseur. I don't have a list like I do hamburgers, but her pot pie is fucking phenomenal. So that's what you'll get.
Really, I don't think I've ever really been much of a pot pie guy. Like I've never. It's just not something that's ever really like jumped out to me. Same with like chicken noodle soup. Like those are two things where I'm just like I could do without them, without ever having them.
Well, England, like the UK, is basically just take a food and put it in a pie.
Yeah, because I was gonna say that would be really tough if I went to go watch footy over there, because that's pretty much all they serve at the grounds is just the pies.
Even their like number one fast food place I liked was Greg's, and it's just you go there and they have sausage rolls and little pies, like meat pies to get, and I was just like. Ugh. That, speaking of peri-shack, how the guy bought it across the border. Yeah. If I could do that, I would do it with Greg's and bring it over from England to here. It's so freaking good.
Yeah, it's because they sell so many sausage rolls, right? Like 1 billion a year.
Is that what it is? Yeah. I'm not surprised. It's that good. And they're so much better. Yeah. I didn't realize sausage rolls had tiers like that. It's a tier above.
Yeah. And it's like, I think it's like £1 for one.
Yeah, it's not like you go and they're everywhere. That's what I love about them. Okay, what's next, Armand? This is the nan.
Yeah, so dip that into the shack sauce. It's so nice. And, I think it's been sitting, so it's a little colder, but it's when it's like right off the grill, it's super fresh.
Okay, that was really fucking good too. Yeah.
And it's simple, man. It's simply just flatbread grilled with butter, and then we sprinkle seasoning on it.
Okay, I'm gonna give the wings an 8. I really like the fire grilled wings. Yeah. This is gonna sound crazy, but I actually think I'm gonna give the highest score of the entire thing to that flatbread. I'm giving that a 10.
It's good. The flatbread was really good.
Yeah, it's really good.
I will
It's
say
honestly
it needs,
slept on too.
It needs the sauce.
Yeah,
It does.
100%.
It needs the
Yeah.
sauce, but wow,
It is a great vessel for the sauce, though.
Are you guys sauce guys, or do you like meat, or do you like kind of like the combo?
I like sauce, and actually one of my favorite sauces, because I had it yesterday because my boss ordered in pizzas for me for work, but is the garlic sauce from Papa John's.
No way.
I'm
Papa
kidding.
John's sauce?
I'm kidding. I'm just saying that because
I listened
I listened to your pod.
Oh, I was gonna end the pod.
No, I actually do enjoy the garlic sauce. I do stand against what you said.
What?
On the pod?
What did I say? I can't even remember.
You said that anyone that likes that garlic sauce from Papa John's shouldn't exist, or something on the. I'm paraphrasing.
That sounds close enough to something I'd say.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I mean, it's nothing special, but it's not like it's this awful thing that you just throw away when you get it.
Okay, here's what I'll say about why I'm not a fan of it. Because when I picture garlic sauce, I picture like a creamy garlic sauce, and theirs is like butter with garlic. Is it not?
Yeah, no.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
right?
like when it's hot, it's like a liquid. But then once it cools down, it almost becomes more of like a paste, like butter, essentially.
I mean, like, this is the thing, is I'm known, I don't know if I'm known for this, but I'm putting it out there. I'm known for making off the wall statements in the moment.
I've listened to every single one of your pods, so
I think that's probably
know
the best way to do it, especially on a podcast. It keeps it interesting because you'll say something.
That's why I listen to this. And I will text you after every pod with whatever wild thing that you have said.
What do I mean? Someone's got to hold me accountable. It won't change anything. So yeah, no. Some of the stuff I say, people will message me later and be like, or they'll comment on it. I'll be like, I don't even remember what I was saying. Usually I'm lit up halfway through it, to be honest with you. All right, and now let's move on. Joey, have you eaten any of your final chicken here?
Actually, no, I haven't yet, so I'm going to do that right now.
Okay,
Sorry, I have a task that I just have to quickly finish, but it is food related.
Not a problem. Not a problem, dude. We're just eating food. Oh, should I throw the fights on in the background?
Oh, it's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to test this out too. So this is perfect place to do that. Where did that go? Yeah, okay. This one moment, we're going to step away here to take a word from our unofficial sponsors of today's show. The unofficial sponsor of today is Blue Chew. Is it hard for you to get hard? It's probably because you're sad and pathetic. But don't worry, we've got a product for you. Blue Chew, the original getting guys rock hard under the table at dinner with friends. Are you the guy that can't get hard eating dinner with your friends? Well, now's the time to get hard with your friends. Blue Chew.
Yeah, it's changed my life.
Is it? Are you actually sponsored by Blue Chew?
The unofficial sponsor.
The unofficial sponsor. Okay, I see. I was like, I don't see any.
Anyhow, back to the pod. Armand, if we were sponsored by Blue Chew, I would eat like 15 before each one, and you just see me, and I'd just be rock hard, and everybody would be like, what the fuck is this podcast about?
Is this the point where we're going to compare lengths, or?
No, we're just half hour in. We have to wait till we get Nandos, because little known fact, my penis grows larger after hot food.
Is that just because it swells up, or is it like you just got more blood flowing there? What's the deal with that?
I don't ask questions. It's bigger than it was, so I'm happy.
Sounds like a lot of science that we don't need to know. As long as it happens.
Yeah, if you're bricked up for more than 38 hours because of Blue Chew, I'd recommend taking one more and see if it goes down.
Yeah.
Two wrongs might make a right in this scenario.
If you feel like your heart is starting to fail, it's not Blue Chew, it's you being a coward. Holy yeah. I just so you guys know, one thing I do hope to do is I would consider it an honor if we got somehow demonetized or take like an episode censored off the air. I don't want to do it via just like screaming nonsense. I want it to be like, I don't want someone just come
Like
on.
something actually racial and controversial.
Yeah, but it's like not on purpose. It's not like we were like, yo, let's do it. It's like Armand just in the heat of the moment like popped off and said something and people got mad. I'm for that.
Yeah.
Like that's good press for us. At this
Yeah,
point.
100%.
Yeah, like
100%. We want to go viral.
yeah, that's what I'm looking for. And quite frankly, if anyone's offended, please put it out there to be offended for more people to see. we need that viewership.
Actually, I was passing the pod today. So I worked on my car today at our shop, and towards the end, we have some new neighbors that moved into the garage beside us, and like I don't know too much about them. They're super young. They're like me and Armand's age, and they own like this roping business. I think it's like, from what I understood, it's like, you know, like window washing in a sense, where, you know, and some other stuff, but super nice guys. Like they came over. They said they were having like a little party at their place, and
Dope.
just let us know if it was going to be too loud. Invited me over for a beer, and like, I hadn't even like met these guys before. So super nice guys, super sound. But I went over there because I want to give them my number in case we need to move cars for them or whatever. But got to chatting with them. I told them I couldn't stay for too long because I'm going on a podcast tonight.
Yeah.
And so I made sure to plug it for them. They asked about what it's about, and I said it'll change your life.
Yeah. Oh, good. Yeah. False promises. I do have an underline, like, you guys can't hear it because it's in post edit, but you know the brown sound, like the one that makes you poop if you hear it. I have one like, oh, okay, well, there's a sound that supposedly if you hit it, it can like make people poop. I don't know if it's real, but like that.
Oh,
Is it like the same
yeah.
sound that'll like shatter glass, but instead it'll just make you poop?
Shit. Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
supposedly, like, I don't think it's real, but it's like there was always the legendary, like, if you hit the brown sound, everyone in the audience will shit themselves. We have something similar to that, but it just literally makes you want to go spend all your money at peri-shack, the unofficial sponsor. Or sorry, he's not at all anything to do with this pod other than we're trying it.
Yeah.
No connection to the pod at all. Just
The unofficial sponsor.
the unofficial sponsor.
The official unofficial
The
sponsor.
official unofficial
Correct.
sponsor. Yeah, but that's in post edit, so you guys wouldn't hear it now.
Okay.
What did you think of the chicken?
I thought it was very good.
Yeah, that was pretty fucking. It was juicy.
Yeah.
I must
Yeah.
say that.
Yeah.
You cooked that?
Yeah. Yeah.
What makes you such a good cook? Have you just always done it?
I've always liked cooking. Like, ever since I was a kid, I don't know. I'd always watch like YouTube videos, and then I'd try and replicate it at home, and then it just like kind of took off.
Just talking to the mic.
Yeah.
Pick it up, yeah.
So
you, like, as a young kid, were cooking a lot, or?
yeah, like
Oh,
when I was
cool.
like 14, 15, like I was always destroying the kitchen at home.
You should tell them the story about the mac and
Oh
cheese.
yeah, like, you know those KD cups that you put like in the microwave for 30 seconds. One time I put it in for 33 minutes instead of 3 minutes and 30 seconds, and like 20 minutes later, I think I was playing RuneScape, and like I was like away from the kitchen. I smell like, it smells like darkness. I'm like, I wonder what that is. I go downstairs, and I don't know why I decided, hey, I'm gonna put this in the microwave and go upstairs. My kitchen was considered downstairs for me, and the kitchen was full of smoke, and like I could tell, I remember what it was, and I opened up the microwave, and there was like this perfect little bowl of blackness just sitting there, and like we had to take the microwave out and like air out the entire kitchen. Like everything was just smoke everywhere.
Dude, that's
it was a
legendary.
disaster.
And that's how you started.
That's why I was like, I gotta be better.
Yeah, you're like,
Yeah.
it's only up from here. Because imagine if your first dish is a perfect, what's that one that Gordon Ramsay loves?
Filet mignon?
No, the one
risotto?
Oh, well, he does love risotto, the scallop risotto. No, the one where it's, he cuts it. I can't remember the name of it. It's like the Wellington.
Well,
Oh,
Beef
yeah.
Wellington.
Yeah.
Imagine you're a little kid and you make a perfect beef Wellington. Downhill from there. Armand's the opposite. he was like, I have to do better.
Exactly, yeah. It was like, I'm so bad at this that I have to prove myself wrong.
What's your preferred way of cooking? Or some. It doesn't have to be one.
Like, what do you mean?
Well, like for example, I'm basically just barbecuing. Like
see.
I can cook other ways, but I would never say I don't even really enjoy it or anything. But I just like barbecuing. So do you like certain ways or certain meats?
It really depends. Like, I like to cook what I like to eat.
Okay.
Right? If that makes sense.
Yeah,
So if
yeah.
there's something that I want to try and make, I'll give it a shot. And then the next time I make it, I'll like adjust it. I love to cook comfort food, right? And then give my own spin on it. Like, well, usually what I'll do is I'll find a recipe online, follow it to a T, and then the next time I make it, I'll adjust it slightly.
Nice.
Because like after the first time you're making something, you're like, oh, like if I do this step differently, it'll be way better.
see, that's where I suck.
And then I just keep it in my head.
That's where I suck at cooking. Is if you give me a recipe, I'll make that recipe, and let's say the recipe's like okay, but it could have potential to be great. I'll never find great. I'll just be like, this recipe sucks. I'll never think of like my brain doesn't have that like palate of like, oh, you know what's wrong with this dish? It needs some dill or whatever. I'm just like literally straight up what it is. If it doesn't taste that way, I'm done. So and then same thing if I make like, let's say I make a good chicken parmesan, I'll never even think of a way to make it better. I'll just be like, all right, that's it.
Yeah.
But I'm not a creative cook.
Yeah. Like I like, cause like for chicken parmesan, it's like, okay, you know, breadcrumbs, but like people often forget, like you can put grated parmesan with the breadcrumbs when you're cooking it. And then
What?
when you're
Did you know this, Joge?
yeah, and then it's like,
What the fuck?
and then it's like, for your chicken parmesan, do you like cover it with like tomato sauce and the mozzarella with basil and a little bit of olive oil? It's like, it's the small things you just love.
You gotta
right?
put. You
and then
have to put the tomato sauce.
and then
on.
yeah, and then you put it in under the broiler, crisp it up, right?
Do you have stuff to cook like this at home?
Yeah,
That's one thing that I need to get in Eve is a better kitchen, but I'm too poor to do it.
but it's like, it depends on what you want to cook, right? It's like, I bought a cast iron pan because I wanted to cook a steak. Now I have a cast iron pan, right?
Yeah.
It's like I bought a like a microplane because I wanted to be able to find great garlic. It's like think of like a really 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 small grater.
Oh, okay.
So it's like you can mince garlic on it in like a second.
Shit. Damn. Okay, so what item would you want that you don't have from the kitchen? Like if you could go buy something to cook with.
I'd want a pizza, like those like little pizza ovens.
My buddy has one of those. Those are pretty fucking.
Because they're like pretty reasonably priced, and like I could use it outside, you know.
Yeah.
But it's like I don't even make pizza that often. Because like for me, if I was to make pizza at home, I would have to like make the dough. But the thing is I'd want to perfect it, so I'd spend so much time trying to make the perfect dough.
That's
so it's so time consuming.
Yeah,
right? And then it's
yeah.
like the sauce, like. Now I gotta like make my own pizza sauce.
See, yeah, like cooking well takes so much effort. Like you get like Neve was making pizzas the other day, and it took forever. Not like what's taking her so long, but like there's so much she had to do to make it all fresh. Yeah. I mean, a pizza oven would be cool. I wonder how much more pizza you would eat if you had a pizza oven. Do you think it'd change much for you?
Yeah, I would. It's like I think like once I start to get more free time, I'm definitely gonna invest more into doing stuff like that because it's fun, right? And you know, eating out's expensive, but not at peri-peri shack, obviously.
Peri-peri shack, between the flavor, the price, and the quality / portion size, I don't know where you go wrong.
Yeah.
Really, maybe that's biased of me to say that, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's some of the best chicken I've ever had. It's also good because, you know, like you go to the chicken place and it's all just, like, you know, really fried, greasy chicken. And you're like, well, it's good, but it's also fried, so it's not really good for me. But, like, you know, this is all flame grilled chicken, right? Like, it's you don't feel bad about yourself for eating
100%.
it. And that's such a big thing.
Even right
like,
now.
I'll vouch for that because I've been eating it every single day. like pretty much for the past 6 weeks, and I never feel like crap.
Yeah,
Like it's high quality food with simple ingredients.
How do I say this? Does peri-shack get the top quality chicken? Like they get better chicken than we can get at the store, right? Because it's a restaurant.
I can't say. I'm not too sure. I am not necessarily like aware of where the ordering comes from.
'Cause-
I see the packages come in.
Well, because like the reason I asked that is because over COVID, Dax's wife Sarah worked at Joey's, and so they were like had to get rid of all their stock of food that they had in the restaurant because they were closed, right? So they started selling all these ingredients at cost to the people that worked there, and I got 8 steaks or 9 steaks, or probably 10. It wasn't 9 for sure, but like a whole bunch of steaks. And I want to say they were like 10 or 12 bucks a steak, but they were so fucking good. Excuse me. And Sarah was telling me that there's something to do with like, we don't get the same quality food that the restaurants get. They get like the A1, or potentially can get the A1 if they want to, of meats. Whereas by the time it gets to the general public, it's just never as good quality stuff. I don't know if that's true. I might be blowing smoke there, but I swear that's what she kind of said.
Yeah.
Because we did, the steaks I had from Joey's were incredible.
Mm-hmm. I think with steak specifically, how you cook it and how you prep it almost matters as much as the quality.
I agree.
Right? Like you could make a flank steak taste like filet mignon.
Flank steak. I had a flank steak where they marinated it in a teriyaki. Yeah, like
Yeah.
it was
So good.
good.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta go pee. I think we take a little break here,
Yeah, let's do
restock
that.
on beer. I'm gonna put the UFC on, and then we'll
Perfect.
keep kicking it. Okay, so Armand was a little behind on the wings there, so because of that, we have to eat another hot one. I'm for it. All right. I'm gonna lather mine up on both sides here.
Yeah.
Let's get it dirty.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Let's get it dirty. And I don't think we can watch UFC.
That's okay.
Yeah,
Why
I
don't
should be on.
How about this? After we eat the wing, I'll
You
pull
can
up the results and we'll talk about it for 30 seconds.
Wait. If you could have ended around 3 tables. Okay, I'm gonna look one more time while we're doing this. Okay, let's eat this wing. Okay. Whew. Good luck, everybody. This is gonna be one of those heavy breathers.
Yeah, that's a lot.
See you in a second here. Oh no. I don't know why I did that.
Oh god.
Is that mine?
No, mine.
What happened to mine?
I don't know. You want some of these?
Oh, right here.
Mm.
I don't like having
Yeah,
dirty fingers.
that's fair.
Oh,
What flavor of the hot is that? It just tastes like hot to me.
so this is the hottest flavor. It's got habaneros in it.
Okay.
Like fresh habaneros.
Okay.
So it's our very hot sauce, but we just add habaneros.
What? Why?
It's
Why?
funny because like people order it, and in the menu item it says our hottest flavor, and then they'll call and complain. It's like, we told you that this is extremely spicy.
Oh, sorry. This is just really hot. Is this today's one? Zhang Suarez? 312?
No, this is 2 months ago, right?
313. What the? Okay. Yeah, I can't find it. Whatever.
Okay, should I look up the results and
Yeah.
discuss it?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know any of the fighters really, but. Okay, so that was fucked. Why we had to do that, I don't know.
I agree. I don't know.
Okay,
why-
have you guys heard that light has been frozen? They've frozen light. Have you heard this?
I would expect you to say nothing less.
Really? Okay, yeah, thank you. I'll take that.
How
as
do
a
you
compliment.
freeze?
Well,
Like
this is what kind of makes me
photons?
uncomfortable about it. I'm going to pull it up here. But I don't know. I don't really light. This is what it looks like. I'm going to...
Leon Edwards lost.
He lost?
That's good. We would know.
Okay, how do I screen mirror now? Screen mirror activate. Is that how you do it? No, that's not it. This is it. There we go. Okay. So this is what light looks like frozen. Yeah, that's frozen light. That's they've frozen light. I don't know. But it's happened. How crazy is that?
Which country did that?
Italians apparently. But yeah.
Not really though.
It says I don't know.
Actually, Italians?
It says Italian
I
scientists
didn't
there.
know. Italy's had scientists.
Yeah, Italian scientists.
They had a
freeze.
cappuccino after noon, and this is what happens.
So listen. So Italian scientists were able to freeze pure light and make it solid for the first time. It looks like a cross. So first off, how's that make you guys feel?
Really connected to Jesus.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't understand how that could be a thing, but apparently it can be a thing.
Yeah, like for me,
Is that real though?
yeah, yeah. So and this is the thing for me that's weird about it is this and the next fact I'm about to tell you. They're kind of mind-bending facts in my opinion.
Yeah.
So like they all reality altering. So the reason I asked how does it make you feel is like the world you and I grew up in, that's impossible. Like light was supposed to be, I thought, like instantaneous, like right. So it just makes me weirded out that can first off happen. Yeah, and
I want to learn more. Like, what does the article say?
Okay, let's see here. How did scientists freeze light? Yeah, like the thing for me that's super solid. Okay. Scientists didn't freeze light in the traditional sense, but rather created a super solid state in light using quantum techniques, manipulating photons to behave like a super solid, a state of matter that flows like a liquid but holds its shape like a solid.
Oh. So I understood none of that, but it makes more sense that it's not actually light.
Frozen. Yeah. Okay. So then this will bring into the next fact.
Okay.
You know how there's solid, liquid, and gas?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Did you know they've discovered a fourth state of matter?
I thought that was plasma.
No. Is that another state of matter? So it's a fifth.
like dark
Pretty sure it
matter?
is, yeah.
No. So okay. So if that is, then this is a fifth. No, this is a quantum state.
Oh yeah.
And it's like apparently it's like it's weird to me because it doesn't make sense. Like it doesn't matter to us.
I think quantum physics is probably the most complicated thing in the universe, because it's also still like theoretical.
Yeah, it's all like in theory things are happening and you just have to be like, oh
Yeah. And us less educated folk can't really understand the science behind it because it.
Well, watch this.
Okay.
Hey Siri, can you explain quantum physics to us easily so we can understand it?
String theory, right? Or some shit? No?
Try chat beep. It just said try chat beep.
It said, I will not then.
Okay, well, fuck that. Fuck this, bitch.
So rude.
I'm sick and tired of you running my life, Siri. Life's good, LG. So Armand, can you give us a little heat on the whole peri-peri history? And you said you had some fun facts for us.
Yeah, absolutely. It all started with slavery. No, I'm just kidding.
Classic slavery.
Isn't that how all good things start?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, depends on what side of the fence you're on, I guess.
yeah. So it all actually started with the good old-fashioned colonization.
Oh,
Yes.
the Portuguese did do that.
Portuguese, yeah. So in like the 1300s to 1400s, Portugal pretty much ran the world.
Okay.
They were fighting the British for territory, and they pretty much what happened was, they realized that they were the two civilized. Well, I guess they were actually civilized because
The Portuguese.
The Portuguese, yes, the Portuguese Empire was one of the biggest in the world at the time.
Really?
Yeah, even bigger than England.
France?
Nope. Yeah, the France was under. They were like constantly fighting England for their own territory.
Armand, you've become a European historian for us.
No, I know a lot about
Okay, well,
European
sweet,
history.
because Portugal to me
Yeah.
is like this little like side bitch of Spain. So what happened?
Yeah, so I'll tell you. So England or the British Empire and the Portuguese Empire pretty much met at a table. They put a map in front of them.
Okay.
And they pointed. We're going to take that country. You take that country. We're going to take this country. You take this country.
Right.
Because otherwise they would have just been constantly fighting over it. So they agreed to just, you colonize over there, we'll colonize over here.
Damn.
Which did include like slavery and
Yeah.
a lot of killing and whatnot. But so Portugal took parts of Africa. Right. So they wanted to set up ports. Trade routes, and they set one up in Mozambique and Tanzania, and so there were settlers that came in there, and there's a pepper that's native to that area of the world called the bird's eye pepper.
Okay.
It's a small pepper. It's what peri-peri seasoning and peri-peri is made of.
Oh, what?
It's a little spicy pepper. It's like in between like a Thai chili pepper and like a jalapeno. It's like not that spicy.
Okay, that's kind of sounds like my type of heat.
Yeah, and that's why we liked it so much. That's why so many brands use it as their entire image, right? Barcello's, obviously,
Yeah.
I don't think that's a big brand, but like,
Yeah. Nandos.
Nandos.
Yeah. No, relax.
Right, Nandos is super popular. But anyway, so they realized that they can use this as a marination for their chicken. So they literally marinated their chicken and then cooked it.
Wow.
Yeah, so they were doing it way before. And then eventually, as decolonization happened
Yeah.
in the early 1900s, all of those settlers took it back to Portugal. But it still wasn't big at that time, right? So what happened was there was one group of settlers from Portugal settled in Australia. And when
Portuguese were in Australia.
well,
I'm
like,
sorry.
a couple people. I don't know if it was a group of people. But I think two
okay.
people moved there.
Oh, okay.
and
okay.
they made a brand out of it.
Wow.
Yeah. And then once they made the brand out of it, a restaurant, they brought it to the U.S. and that's when it got big.
It's shocking because, like I think I was saying in the first half, there is like, it just seems like such an easy home run to make chicken like this.
Yeah.
Not maybe with the peri spice. That's obviously a smart thing, but like just a place where you're just making chicken that's not fried chicken.
Yeah, because it doesn't like there's no added fat,
Right.
right? And it's just depth of flavor. It's marinated. Peri-peri chicken, we marinate it for a minimum of 24 hours before we cook it.
No.
And then
way.
we grill it, and then we're constantly basting whatever sauce you want on top of it, flipping it, grilling, basting it with sauce, and then you serve it. On the side, there's sauce, hot sauce, peri hot sauce.
Damn. So you're basting it the whole time. Okay.
The whole time, it's just getting this caramelized depth of flavor, and I think that's the traditional way to cook it. But I obviously can't speak to the standards of other places.
I don't know, Joach. How does that make you feel? What do you think of all this?
Well, I feel like I'm back in high school at my history class.
Is this what they taught? If they taught stuff like this in high school, I would have like. Can you imagine? They were like, "This is the history of Nandos," and they traced it back to like 18th century Portugal, and you learned all this shit.
Well, I was going to say in high school, we had a class that came in. I think it was like grade 11, maybe. They brought in a class called the history of rock and roll, there was just the one teacher that just taught the history of rock and roll, and I signed up for it, but it wasn't exactly what I was into, so I ended up dropping it. But yeah, like
That's a sweet.
I've always been interested in history, except I think in high school, the only time I ever really came close to failing a class was social studies 10. Because that's when we were
Canada.
Yeah, that's like Canadian history, and that is just the most bland, boring
They're like
shit.
there was some boats and they made some places, eh?
Yeah, I'm sorry, but learning about the indigenous tribes of Canada is not great for
agree.
entertainment.
Yeah.
I totally agree. It's such a I know. For me, history's super interesting, but it's just what I find it. I feel like that's what it is. Like sometimes you can hear about history or something, and you're just like, this
there has to be
sucks.
something that sparks it
For
right?
you, yeah.
Because John A. Macdonald, we're like, oh, he's the first prime minister. Super boring. And then when I got older, I found out he was a drunk. Yeah. How
Oh.
sick is that?
One
You imagine getting
of us.
He's one of
imagine
us,
getting
yeah.
so hammered. You're like, oh shit, I just started a country. Like,
Holy dude, like what do you do when you get hammered? Me, I puke and pass out.
I watch YouTube and then I reply to famous people's stories on Instagram.
Oh, that's pretty cool,
Yeah.
actually. Do you? I don't even.
I'm like,
bother-
I never get a response.
I don't even. Nuo, get out of here, you hound. I don't even bother messaging them because I know that they.
No, they never respond.
They won't even leave me on red.
But I'll like message people who are like 15,000 followers, who are like micro influencers.
Dude, do you know Moist Critical, Penguin ZO?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Him. Apparently, he claims that he reads every comment on every one of his videos. So I
feel like
think
He's
that's-
so big though. There's no way.
that's
he
what
can do
I said
that.
too. But I think if that's true, I'm gonna start doing like, hey, like just every day, just every time.
He does. He does look like he'd be a chronic basement dweller though. So I wouldn't be surprised if he just sat at his computer all day.
Okay, so Dax loves Moist Critical. I'm indifferent. He's not my favorite. I don't like what he does, to be honest with you.
Yeah, like the whole controversy when he was beefing with that one guy who really liked the movie Cuties, because like I really liked that movie. I thought it was a very good movie, even though it was about
What was it?
Oh, it was about little girls being sexualized.
Okay.
No, I'm messing with you.
I was like,
Yeah, because I
like,
fully believe.
I don't
you.
know,
was like,
dude.
I know. I look like I'd be into that.
I'm like,
stuff.
did you like that movie?
Holy, that was good.
I know he just had the beef with the Sneeko. I think that's who it was.
Oh
where-
yeah, it was
where-
Sneeko.
yeah,
And they were
where
like loading guns and shit, right?
Yeah. But it started off because he claimed that he really liked the movie Cuties, which is it. To anyone who watches it with a normal mind, they think, "Wow, this is
It's just
it's
like
softcore child pornography."
yeah, I mean it's weird as fuck. But no, because the thing I don't okay. Do you know who Minute Mini Man is? Milo. Okay, so this
Mini Minter.
Mini Minute Man. He's like he reviews. He's an archaeologist. Okay, so his whole thing is this is kind of the same thing as Penguin ZO, although he is a bit more. But like, I don't like it when people's whole thing is they kind of make their content based off of other people's content. So like, yeah, so like there's this guy, Mini Minuteman, and he's an archaeologist, and he became really famous. I think he has like 2 million subs, but all he did was trash Graham Hancock's Ancient Apocalypse series, and so he was big. He's like, Graham's an idiot, blah blah blah. So that's where he gets his fame. Graham Hancock doesn't have his show out. This dude literally falls off the face of the earth, has no relevancy, no one cares. And then as soon as Graham makes his second season of it, he comes back, does it again, gets all his fame back. And I'm like, yo, your whole thing is clearly, even if though you don't have to like Graham, but your whole thing is just you're shitting on him to make your fame, which is so lame to me.
Yeah, that's it's bait. It's bait rage, right? Like,
Yeah.
rage baiting or whatever it is.
I don't know. The YouTube world's a weird one. Part of me loves it. Like I like watching it, but it seems like a really weird world if you're a top content creator. They're like, it's like this small little group of them that like, I don't know, it's weird. They all praise Mr. Beast and will do anything to be in a Mr. Beast video.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I feel like also like that whole group of people, they all make videos with each other, and they'll each post their own video on their own channel.
Yeah.
So it's like they pretty much have unlimited content because they all have friends. They all have like all their friends' channels. They all watch each other, right? It's like it's a circle of viewership, and that's why they have tens of 20s of hundreds of millions of views. And they're all
Well,
just-
wasn't that a house like Logan Paul used to be a part of it? I
Yeah,
think
well,
it was
Logan
called
Paul's
the
been on like a lot of Mr. Beast videos, and Mr. Beast has been on one of his videos, so it's like there's two videos right there.
But they're like newer. Logan Paul, like they're used to. I think it was called the
think-
Clout House.
I think you're thinking of Jake Paul, and he had a Team 10. That was his thing, and there was a bunch of them just living in this house.
Yeah, okay, maybe it was him. But yeah, like they literally, dude, it was kind of like what you said, but like it was all the start of YouTube, and they were all like famous, and they all moved in,
Yeah.
and then they started doing shit. But then it was all like, but that's I think how
Wasn't that the start of TikTok, not YouTube? I feel like YouTube started like way before.
No. I'm not saying YouTube. I'm talking about like there's this group of them. How they got their fame was they all moved in this house and they were like
All big on YouTube.
They were big air quotes YouTubers, but to become like the biggest, they all just kind of lived in this house, made content. Like you said, it was like got everyone to like stack onto each other to get
that's what
bigger.
they do
I think
now, right?
look what the FaZe clan did.
Yeah.
They all lived in a house. I think that's what it was. They all lived in a house together. They weren't all just like FaZe people. There were some other guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, just for like to all make content together and just so they could keep making stuff.
My ex went to LA and she partied there for 2 weeks with her cousin, and her cousin was a giant whore. So they always ended up in these like bizarre situations where her husband would be like sleeping with this dude and she'd just be at these like weird places. She was in France anyhow. So there was one she ended up at, it was called the Clout House, and it was it was like, there, you can look them up. They're YouTubers, and all they did was dumb shit one day. And then she tried to pursue that. She's like, they showed me I should go and do it, and I was like, yeah. And we broke up, so I don't know if she did or anything, but yeah, like it was weird.
That's weird.
Yeah, it was really weird.
LA is a weird spot.
Yeah.
It's a weird town with a bunch of fake people.
See, like that's why I named the show Porn Famous.
Yeah.
Like, you know that saying, like they're like, oh, I want to be rich but not famous, like unknown. I think that's a lie that they tell you. You don't need money, you just want fame.
Yeah, because you like the attention because it gives you self-validation.
Yeah, like I want people to be like, as I'm getting out, they're like, fuck you, you asshole, you rich piece of shit, you think you're better than us. And like, and it's so hard for me to get my car. I finally get through all this heckling, and everyone hates me because they're like, this fucking rich bastard, he's so famous, but really I'm poor. I'm like, I'm just like you. And that's what I'm looking for in life.
Yeah, I think that's a fair. It's a fair ask,
Right?
Yeah,
Right.
Just write your letters to God, and maybe.
Dear Jeebus. So should we fire up the second round here? Do you want to rate any of these yourself? I know.
I'll tell you what my favorite is. My
Yeah.
favorite is the chicken and rice because it's so versatile and it's simple, right?
So we were
You
saying,
can add more sauce, less sauce, like 10 different kinds of sauce.
So okay, I have a question for you then. When you're getting, you said you do mixed sauces.
Yeah, it's a
You're
little
allowed
cheat
to
code.
do that?
Just ask. They'll do it.
Yeah, I guess you can't do it over like skip the dishes or something.
If you put it in the notes, they will do
okay,
it. Yeah.
okay.
Okay, that's good to know.
Good to-
Yeah.
yeah, good
So
to know.
what's-
Don't ask for extra sauce; they'll charge you. Ask for half and half.
and then you would recommend the hottest.
No. I would recommend hot and mango.
Okay, yeah, we're just gonna chill and kick it for a bit. Would you guys be interested in doing a shot,
Yeah.
Joey?
Yeah, why not? My stomach's messed up already.
Fuck
so
yeah. Okay, you guys keep talking. I'm gonna do a shot. We're get a shot
Yeah.
on here. Oh, sorry.
No, it's all good.
So Armand, tell me about Man United this season. What are your thoughts? What are your feelings?
We might make it to Champions League.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah. If we win Europa League, we're in Champions League.
Oh, okay. You know what? Yeah, fair enough. I thought of it the long way, but
Exactly. You know what? So up until my realization that we're heavy favorites to win the Europa League, we actually might be the only English team to win a European title this year.
Oh shit.
I don't know. Arsenal are still in the Champions League. Sorry, I can't even say that with a straight face.
So, wait. Well, don't tell me they're playing like Barcelona or Real Madrid or PSG.
Are they playing Madrid? I'm not
I'm not sure, but it's very.
Smaller on. I'm sorry. I don't know if he wants it.
I'll take it.
I drank so much last night. I don't want to drink the small one.
Well, well, this is to George Clooney and his great tequila.
Yeah.
Thank you, George. Cheers, boys.
Jesus.
How did your mom shoot these? Or Neve's mom?
Okay. So it's.
Do that.
I should. Yeah, you should. I should have done that. So it's in through the nose,
Oh yeah, we tried this with you.
out through the nose. Then out through the mouth. Then you shoot it, and then you breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth.
Okay.
So inhale, exhale, shoot. Inhale, exhale. How'd it go?
Fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
No,
I
no
think-
issues.
I think it's also a placebo effect because instead of thinking about the taste, you're focusing
On
on
other things. That's
on-
true. That's
Yeah.
true.
I was just thinking about that now.
Well, and also I think too, just like, you know how smell plays a lot, or right? I feel like if you're like, you
true,
breathe in, and maybe
yeah.
when you breathe out, you like force it. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. Who knows? But it's definitely. Oh, hey, cute dog. That also is really good tequila. Like I genuinely don't think you're gonna find better tequila than that.
Yeah.
George Clooney, we love
Yeah.
you. Casamigos, we love you. I'm gonna drink out of that bottle now. I realized I was an not alcoholic, but I drank too much George Clooney tequila.
Yeah.
Whenever we go to restaurants, and a lot of people use those bottles as the water bottles at the restaurant, and I always pick them out.
That's so funny.
It's funny.
Yeah.
So what were you saying about United being the only teams in Europe?
It's likely we're going to be in Champions League next year, and this was arguably the worst Premier League team we've ever been.
Okay.
And the worst season we've had in probably 30, 40 years. I think before Alex Ferguson.
Would you want to make Champions League?
Because if we make Champions League, our transfer window in the summer will be good. No one wants to come to... Because if we don't make Champions League, we're not in Europa League. Because we're not making into that 6th or 7th spot.
Yeah.
And players don't want to play for... Like, the top tier don't want to play for non-Champions League teams.
See, but okay, like I agree with that. But here's my like for me, I feel like Man United had the same issue Barcelona had. Only difference is Barcelona is in a 2-person league, so it doesn't affect them the same.
Yeah.
Where they were like riding the glory of what the club was, so they
Yeah.
kept buying players that were like, for example, like. A player that I could have seen Man United buying if they were kind of still doing their thing would have been like Mbappe
Yeah.
at his top dollar.
Yeah.
And their team isn't at that level where they can just buy superstars. They have to like look at like Liverpool. When we finally started doing it, it was because like granted we had Klopp come in, but we started like building stuff. Arsenal, they started building. And I feel like the sooner United acknowledges that, the better.
Yeah.
And I just wonder if it'd be hard for them to compete in Champions League
Oh, it would be... I think, well...
and still do good
Yeah.
domestically.
Yeah, because the thing is if we make Champions League, it'll force us to be a deeper team.
Right.
Because Europa League, we don't necessarily have, especially in the group stage, you didn't necessarily have to play our best players.
Yeah.
Right? But it'll force us to become deeper. We'll need to buy more players. Like our transfer window, regardless if we make Champions League or not, it'll be we'll be active. We have to be because there's so many missing spots. But also, when we do find a player, it has to be someone who isn't. It won't be an Mbappe type, right?
Yeah, well, that's smart.
It's gonna be it's gonna be a player that's gonna be coming in, and they're gonna have to understand the project. Right, so it'd be like, okay, like it's gonna be you and Bruno, and we're gonna build around you, right? Because then once we have those pieces, then they'll be like, okay, in 3 years from now, like you're gonna win the Premier League.
Okay, I'm gonna say it here on record. I'm a harsh critic of Bruno, always have been, but I must say he's gained a lot of props for me this
Yeah.
season because I always thought he was a bit of a whiny bitch.
Yeah.
And I still to a degree think that like
is.
on the pitch,
I think it's fair to
but on
to
the
say that,
pitch,
right?
like he does do things that like that. But I do think that he's gained my respect. Like
As a captain.
He
stepped up.
And say what you will about him, he hasn't backed down. He's kept going, and so like it shows like he's got the character of a champion.
Yeah.
I don't know, just if like I don't know about United. I'm just like I'm obviously a Liverpool supporter, so I'll always like lean against them. But I feel like there's something going on we don't know, because it just seems impossible to me that they keep faltering so hard.
I think it's worse than we think because, when Ronaldo came back, he's like, why are the gym weights the exact same since I was here? Right?
Yeah.
So it's not even just the management, the structure. It's
Everything.
down to the training facilities.
Yeah.
So everything needs a big revamp, and we're not going to get it over 1 year. It's going to take quite a long time. And I listened to Sir Radcliffe talk about, what it's going to take for this club to be successful. Well, they're going to have to be financially smart for the next little bit because they're about to spend 500 million euros making a brand new stadium.
Oh, are they doing
Yeah.
that? Oh, wow. Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
They need a new stadium.
need a new stadium.
It's sad though, because
Yeah.
Old Trafford's legendary.
Yeah, and it sucks because 10 years ago, when investment was needed by the Glazers, they didn't do it.
Oh, they could have saved it.
Oh, 100%. They saw it starting to happen. It just needed a little bit of renovation, and it could have been beautiful.
Yeah.
But
That's
now
sad.
Old Trafford's falling down. They sing it in the stadium.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
rival
that's
teams
so
come
sad.
in and they like it's leaking from the roof.
I thought that
it
they were
floods when it
singing it
rains.
because they were losing. I didn't realize it was
No,
literal.
no. Not only because we were losing, it's because the entire organization, from the club to the stadium, is falling down.
See, this is what's sad for me is part of me likes United doing bad because of again the Liverpool thing, but I also like United being in I like having the big
rivalry.
six. I like having the big six. I want us to be the best of them.
Yeah.
But I don't want it to be like, for example, this season, again, I'm not complaining as Liverpool's going to win the league, but like when you look at the table and you see like for what's it called, Nottingham Forest and Newcastle. Well, Newcastle, I don't mind, but I'd rather Newcastle over Tottenham, to be honest.
Forest.
If there was a six, but like Bournemouth, like I don't know, there's just a lot of teams in there that I'm just kind of like, meh. I just like seeing the hard, like that's to me soccer's the leader at the top.
Yeah. Because this season, and again, I'm biased, but this is the easiest season Liverpool ever win because every other team was underperforming heavily to the point where Arsenal looked good and they're second place. And Arsenal weren't that good. Like, let's be real. They only had a hot streak in the beginning, and they did what every London team does.
Yeah, I mean, Arsenal for me, it'll be interesting to see what happens with Arteta, to be honest with you, because
they haven't won a single thing.
But for me, if I'm Arsenal, I'm not giving him away at all.
No chance.
I would not.
They gotta
but I've
keep him
heard
there.
there's talks, and again, I'm not the biggest
crazy.
Arsenal's guy, so like I don't like know too much. Like, but I do know there's talks of people shouting like he's done nothing for us in 5 or 6 years or whatever it is, and I'm like, yo, I'm holding that dude on until there's a better guy. And there's not many.
There is not. I think Arteta's a top 10 manager in the world.
Like the last year was like the first year where they really were like in contention for winning a league. And the only reason why they didn't was because Man City were Man City.
Yeah.
Right? And then you look at this year, Man City have obviously fallen off. But to be fair, like, Saka's been out long term. Odegaard has been out long term.
Martinelli was too.
Yeah, like they've had so
Jesus.
many good players out long term.
Yeah.
Like players that would win you games
And then
out
also,
long term.
one more thing that people actually never thought about was, sorry, I literally ate a fry right as I started to eat. When the Queen died,
Yeah.
it was like 3 weeks before the end of the season, and they had to put 1 week of pause, right, for games. They didn't play a game.
What?
So the last 3 weeks, Arsenal had to play way more games.
Oh.
Right. So
what?
and it was also World Cup. Right after that. So like, it is a factor.
Cities,
Because they only lost by a couple points, right? I believe.
I think. Well, all I know is they were 9 points up with 10 games left, but they also the City had games in hand to the point of I want to say 3 games, so or maybe like 2. So it was really like if City won all their games, Arsenal only actually had 3-point lead, and then they dropped points or something. So it was okay. This is a crazy question. What do you think's going to happen to City next year? Like, is this just a blip, or is that like what they? Because what they have been for 6 to 7 years is absurd.
Yeah.
Like,
well, it's like I'll say it blatantly, they're cheating.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
It's but the reality, that's the reality of FIFA, right? They don't care. They'll buy their way out of any sort of issue, right? All of these sheiks and people who own these teams from countries where their net worth isn't even disclosed, right?
Yeah.
The team the
my net worth's not disclosed.
it doesn't even like the number of doesn't exist. You won't even be able to find the owners of Newcastle. You can't find their net worth anywhere. They'll say it's a net worth, but it's way more than that.
Yeah, someone was interviewing Elon Musk, and they called him the richest man in the world, and then he was like, "No, certainly Vladimir Putin's richer than me.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And also the crown prince as well.
Yeah, there's
Right?
a lot of.
They
He's like the richest dude that we're allowed to know is rich.
correct. Yeah, because the crown prince, he doesn't have to. Like, why would he or Vladimir Putin have to disclose his income? They live in dictatorships.
Yeah, they probably wouldn't. Like, they probably couldn't disclose all of what they
Yeah,
own because
'cause-
it's like you can't own that country. He's
Yeah,
like, "No,
he
I
owns
do."
the country, which is
Yeah.
crazy. And the crown prince is that, like, the prince of the country. He owns the country. He could have anyone killed for whatever reason. It doesn't matter. No one's gonna say a thing.
Yeah,
Same
that,
with Putin.
That's the one thing that drives me nuts about like dealing with Man City and to a degree Newcastle is money's not an object to them. So when you offer them money for players, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Like that's the whole thing with Isak. Newcastle has no need to sell Isak. I want Isak so bad.
I want him so bad.
He should not be at Newcastle. He
No.
needs to be at a top.
But the
club.
thing is, Newcastle, they genuinely have potential to be a good team.
Yeah.
And like part of me wants to see it because I feel like, it's nice to see a team that used to be one of the best
Yeah,
kind of try to
St.
make a
James,
comeback.
all that,
but I
yeah.
also don't like the idea of Saudi money coming in run because then it's like a city. It's gonna be like they'll eventually buy all the best players. They'll create commit financial crimes, and they'll get away with it because City just spent 70 mil on a player on this transfer window.
Yeah.
Which means that all those 115 charges are probably going to get dropped because there's no way you're going to be like, oh, okay, we're spending 50 million,
And
70
then-
million while we have charges.
Didn't they spend over 200 million on all their signings in this January transfer window?
Really? Yeah. Okay.
like
well, there you go.
I don't
Like the
even know.
Uzbekistan center back, the Egyptian striker. I feel like they signed a few more players.
A winger too. Yeah.
Marmouche was there the whole season, wasn't he?
No, he only came in the because he was at Frankfurt.
Yeah, he's good, dude. I like Marmouche.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. It's just I feel like it's the same thing. She just sounds like tail.
Don't like tell.
Yeah. That's the only thing that I think stupid about. So we have the Russian oil money, oligarch money, which clearly the EPL should never have let in, right?
Yeah.
Like you shouldn't have taken the Russian oil oligarchs' money. It's just an obvious
Yeah.
thing. But then all of a sudden the war in Russia happens with Ukraine.
Yeah. But that's the only reason.
But so they get rid of them,
yeah,
right?
that's the only reason was because of the
So
war.
I'm just sitting there going, well, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be war, but there's going to inevitably become some difference between England and the Middle East of like, I don't know where the UAE, somewhere, wherever who owns, is it Saudis?
Saudi.
They're just going to be like, something happens. And then it'll be the first time where they're like, yo, you guys can't be here doing this. And it'll be like, fuck you. You guys like waited how long and took how much money before you decided
But
it was bad.
I'll tell you why that'll never happen because a lot of their economy is being supported by their money.
Yeah, it's
So
true.
their hands are firmly, double-handed, cupping their balls, and they're tightly squeezed. Not tightly, but
No,
like
they're, like,
just
caressing 'em
They're caressing it, and they're like, oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Make
you're
you
not
call-
going anywhere. Like,
Excuse me. Please tell that.
yeah, because like like for Russia, right? They engaged in the war, and that's why they wouldn't let Roman Abramovich
yeah, but it's
be in charge of
because he's
Chelsea.
closely connected to the oligarchy. That's why if Abramovich wasn't necessarily connected to Putin,
Yeah.
it would have been fine. But it's because he had heavy ties.
Yeah, but then you think of these Saudi teams like
Yeah.
City and Newcastle, but like the Premier League is just going to completely look past like
Exactly.
Oh, yeah,
what
'cause,
what they do, like
Yeah.
all the
Yeah. it's
Because
so dumb.
bad shit
also
they do for
FIFA
the
is
camera.
heavily influenced by those exact same people.
Well,
Right?
have
The
you
FIFA is
seen?
controlled by the Saudis. Like, let's be real.
Have you seen that? It's like it's the president of FIFA, Putin, and the Saudi crown prince, and they're all standing
Infantino or
like
whatever?
together watching a game, and it's
Yeah.
like the axis of evil in the world is those
Yeah.
three.
It's literally, like, I think FIFA is probably one of the most corrupt organizations. Have you seen the Netflix series about it?
Yeah.
I didn't want. I don't want to watch it
Dude.
because it's gonna.
No,
it'll make
it's-
me never want to watch
You
soccer.
know what's crazy?
And I already don't want to watch.
No, but
soccer
you
'cause
know
my
what?
team is
We
dog
could
shit.
we could stand out and be like, I refuse to play under FIFA because everyone plays under FIFA except Miller's League isn't.
Yeah, we're not technically
registered with
registered
the
under
BC
FIFA.
Soccer, so we can technically like talk out against FIFA and not have to worry. And we should start doing that. Like anytime someone says smack about Miller's League, be like, Oh, I didn't know you support that corrupt, dirty organization, FIFA.
Oh, you play beer league? Whoa, man! Like I'm not racist.
Yeah, sorry, bro. I don't support killings in Qatar.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll tell you a story about Qatar. So I worked with a fellow who was from Qatar, and before the lottery even happened, the entire city had already printed and put up Qatar 2024 posters.
Of course.
Because they knew it was. They
knew
knew they were
yeah.
going to win. And usually, like, okay, like if we were to watch the lottery happen or the announcement, when we see the announcement, that's the first we're hearing about it. So we're all going to go crazy. He was saying when they made the announcement, like not a single person cheered because they already knew.
They celebrated
That's how
2
corrupt.
weeks. Yeah.
Because they already knew that they were going to win. It's because it's all money motivated.
Well, even, okay, let's just pretend even there wasn't the corruption of paying to get it. If you're FIFA, you're always going to try and put it in random locations, I feel like, to, like, air quotes, grow the sport. Because, like, to them, they're like, if we put it, like, let's say you just keep going to the big locations, I feel like it's kind of like, yeah, you're going to, like, no matter where it goes, it's going to sell out. So if you can put, like, stadiums in random locations, like, for example, South Africa, and just hope that it sticks, maybe. I don't know. Either way, yeah, FIFA's just stupid.
Yeah. Well, Qatar, when they were building the stadiums, I believe there was 10,000 deaths of... Yeah, crazy, right?
Only 10,000? I thought there would be
I
way
don't know
more.
what the exact number was, but
They're definitely not reporting
Yeah.
all the deaths.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I mean,
And a lot of it was North Korean workers.
North Koreans?
Yes. So it was outsourced by a Chinese construction companies, with obviously Saudi and Qatari engineers. But these Chinese companies, what they do is they bring in North Korean workers, work them 17 to 20 hours a day, and then house them in a separate facility that is contained and pay them absolutely pretty much close to nothing. So it was modern day slavery. And it's like, if you try and run away, well,
Good luck.
they're already so controlled, right?
Yeah.
They're not allowed to talk to anyone. They like sit there.
Could
It's pretty
you
messed up.
save a North Korean? Like, say you went in there and you I wonder the
Just
level.
found one and just took it home?
No, like say you go to North Korea and you brought someone out of that world, literally, obviously you save them from
Okay,
all
but
that.
give
But
me a scenario where that would happen.
no, I'm just the theoretical of you get them out of the country, you get them here. They're
Oh, yeah.
they're living with you now at your place,
Yeah,
right? Like, how would they function knowing that what it's not brainwashing in another country where they're like, yo, you got to watch out for our enemy, the Soviets or whatever, the bad guys. This is way more intense. Could you assimilate back into normal life after being tricked like that?
There is scenarios like that. I actually read a book about a girl who escaped North Korea.
I heard
And
it
she
on
was
Joe Rogan.
Yeah,
Is the book good?
It book's fantastic. It's heartbreaking, but it's fantastic.
Of course.
You know me, Kim, or something like that. I'm definitely butchering that. But just thinking of what you were saying and bringing someone in, you know how Elon gave Wi-Fi to tribal tribes and
No.
Oh, we have no idea. Okay, so Elon set up what's this Starlink, and
Okay, this is the first time I'm gonna say, Elon, you're a bad man.
yeah, this is the funniest
Don't give
thing.
Pornhub to the tribesmen.
No, but okay, so this is what happened. Okay, don't jump to conclusions. No, okay, so let me finish it. And a company gave this tribe who was uncontacted
Okay.
a bunch of devices and gave them Wi-Fi. Apparently, they came back 2 years later or something, or a year later, 6 months, and they reported that productivity was so down because all the guys just got addicted to porn.
Of course they
Just
did.
heavily addicted to porn.
Of course.
So, I'm thinking we do an experiment.
Okay.
We get 2 little North Korean guys.
Okay.
You know what I mean? They don't know what porn is. We take one, we put him in a house, and we just lock him in there. All the food or whatever you want.
Okay,
But
you
just-
should have
just-
led with that.
Yeah, just well, it's not slavery, right? We're not like
Okay.
entrapping him, but and then we just give him all the access to porn. The other one, we do the same thing, but we don't give him porn, and then we compare like 6 months later, like who's way more fucked up.
Oh well,
It doesn't necessarily have to be North Koreans, but people who've never seen porn, I guess.
yeah. I mean,
And,
I
like,
think
see
it'd be
their
the
brain
guy.
development.
Yeah, that'd be trippy. I mean, I met a dude that this was in 2015 or 16.
Mm-hmm.
I had just moved to Kitimat, and I met a dude. So there's Stewart, BC. It's on the border of Hyder, Alaska. This kid, straight up, just got the internet in 2015 or 16.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't understand at first. We were sitting at this little campground, right? And it was on the lake. And it was, like, in the middle of nowhere. But it was a campground. So there's, like, let's say, like, 7 or 8 other campers there with us, right? It's like, picture, like, an RV one. But you're in the middle of nowhere, so just no one's there. So it was still nice. And this kid, he was, like, I want to say, like, 15 or 16. And he was literally just following us around and blazing nonstop. Like, literally just nonstop smoking weed. He had so much weed on him. And we were kind of weirded out. And he ended up being from Stewart, which is literally, like, I want to say there's maybe like 5 or 6 houses there. It's so small. It's like a gas station. It's basically Alaska.
So it's
right?
like a truck stop, and their
Worse.
economy is people stopping there and filling up gas and buying Doritos.
To be honest, I don't even know why you'd be there. Like, there's nothing there at all. Like, it's not even a truck
even
stop.
a pass through.
No, like it's literally like, I'll just show you how far
What
off.
is it, like a prostitution ring?
You
or
can
something?
cross. I crossed into America without a passport because you don't need one there. And then you cross back into Canada, and
It's like a little peninsula.
and I had to eat a joint because they tried to get her. Yeah. So anyhow, like,
You had to eat a joint?
here, I'll tell you the story. I just got to find this place.
Can't you die? Isn't that like toxic?
No. What? Eating a joint? No.
Yeah, isn't like if you don't.
Okay,
burn
so here's Stewart, Alaska, okay? Or Stewart, BC.
Oh yeah.
Okay? And then just zoom out from there and see where it is on the, like, BC.
Well,
like,
I'm gonna zoom all the way in to see.
it's like, look, there's nothing there, okay?
Oh, dude, there's a museum.
Yeah, and this museum probably, like, I went in there and got lettuce, and the lettuce was silted and so gross, and you're like, this is clearly, like, weeks
Is
old.
there a McDonald's or a Tim's? At least?
Nothing, dude. Dude, where I lived in Kitimat, 4 hours away from there was no McDonald's.
So they have a pizza spot. Oh,
Nice one,
lost
dude.
it.
Stewart. Anyhow, okay, so you see it's just in the middle of nowhere, right?
Oh yeah, here it is.
So
Oh yeah, it's in the middle of mountains.
this kid was like, yo, have you guys heard of the internet? And we were all like,
No,
what?
shut up.
And he's like, yeah, look at it. And he had his phone. He's like, check out the internet. And we were like, he was just showing us YouTube and stuff. And I was so confused because I was genuinely like,
This guy punking us? Like,
yeah, like, I was like, you've never heard of the internet? And he's like, well, I'd heard of it before, but like we literally got it like a year ago in Stewart.
Yeah.
And that's actually true. Like, because that's how fucking far it is from
So
everything.
what's their economy based off of?
Well, you can go watch bears there. There's a glacier. Honestly, I just think it's people just really live there. Like, it's like if you go up that far north, there's just people living. It's not the same as here. It's just not the same world up there, like that far north.
There must be an industry there. Like it must be. Like
I mean,
a mine or
there's
something.
there might be a mine or something, but
Yeah.
regardless, this place is like nothing.
Yeah.
So I asked him. I was like,
If you ever watched
you know, you can watch porn on your phone. And he's like, what? And I was like, yeah. And he didn't know that porn was like, he thought it was magazines. And I was like, yo, dude, you can watch videos of porn for free on the, and he's like, what? And I showed him right away Pornhub. Yeah. I
that
just
guy
showed him
went from
Pornhub. I
being
was
pretty
like, yeah.
productive to being a lazy.
Well,
fuck,
no,
for
dude,
sure.
this kid, all he did was smoke weed and live in a town with like 4 people.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you want me to tell you about the mice crossing the border story?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so so that junction right there, that Stewart Hyder, the point of it is you go across, like, from, you drive up, it's this cool roadie, and then you cross the border into Hyder, and Hyder is like the original true town that was way, way older, and it's American, and you get Hyderized, and they give you this 120 proof shot. You take one shot, and it burns like none other, and then you and then whatever you don't drink, they put on the the bar and light it on fire, and it's like this whole show, right? So that's like why we went up there. But they told me literally every single person, even my ex's dad was like, oh yeah, don't worry about bringing a passport to go across the border. It doesn't mean anything. Like there's no one there ever. So we drive across the border and it's all good. We go up to the glaciers. We spend all this time there, and then we're going to pass back into Canada, and literally picture like an outhouse, but like it's made of wood. So it's that size. It's tiny. And we go to pass through, and this woman sprints out, this fat American border guard. She starts screaming at me, and I'm like, oh, so I slam on the brakes. She's like, what the fuck are you doing? You're trying to like leave this country, blah, 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 blah. All this is a border crossing. So I'm freaking out. And she's like, okay, so I'm going to need you to pull in. I need your like stuff. I was like, none of us have anything. We all had our IDs though. So she goes into her little like police station thing to like do all this checks. And I was like, fuck, I have a whole bunch of like joints. I had 2, and I just literally was like, and ate them while she was gone. And then she came out and was like, get out of here. So I crossed the border illegally, and I had weed, and I ate it at the border.
You almost didn't have to.
I didn't have to,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Did you buy it all? No, right? Because it has to.
I don't.
To be smoked to be.
I mean, I don't know. I couldn't. I don't know. I don't think so. I think you have to like. I've made weed butter before. It's super easy, but I don't think you just eat weed and get high off it. Yeah. Anyhow, that was my badass story.
That's
Gangsta.
crazy. I got a story. So I was actually. So one of my buddies that recently I got in touch with again, he was saying he got a new job, and the manager of this location that he was working at. He's actually a full-on pimp.
No way.
Yeah. Correct.
That's crazy.
What?
So what he does is he invests all of his money into real estate, and he flies in Chinese prostitutes to live in these houses.
Why does it have to be Chinese?
He is Chinese. So that's his. Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
Is this?
Yeah.
That's
and he was saying like, he's like, the manager really likes me, and he said that if I wanted to help him find clients, that I could. And he's like, I might do it. It's like $300 a session. He'll pay me if people.
Can you get
book
me in
these
contact
girls.
with this guy?
I can
So wait,
send you the link. He showed me the link. I was like, man, you are.
He's got like an affiliate program, or
So do you have to be rich to become a pimp, or can I be like me and start pimping?
I think you just have to have power.
Yeah, and influence.
You just need to be able to know how to
Like think about it.
hit someone.
Yeah. Well, like here's a hypothetical, bro. You are like, hey Neve, you should sleep with that guy.
Okay.
Right? And he's like, we're gonna be rich. And she's like, okay. And so she does it, and then you're like, okay, let's do it again with another guy. And then you ask Neve, hey, do you have a friend who might want to do the same thing?
That's when I become the pimp.
That's how it happens, man. You just gotta convince one girl because she'll bring in her friends, and look at this amazing deal that we're getting.
But
and
so-
then all of a sudden you control all the money.
But this guy's rich, right? This guy that's not your buddy, the guy that started.
Yeah. He's been in this. Been in
Like,
the
do you
industry.
think if I went to a bank and I was like, I need a loan or a mortgage on like a really nice apartment, like $10 million place, right? And they're like, you don't have the capital. I'm like, no, but I have the women that will be coming in eventually. Like, you show them your business plan. Do you think you get a?
I think you get reported to like I
That's weak,
like,
man. That's
the
weird.
border services because I don't think he's from here.
I'm
How
not.
the hell do you have contacts?
I'm not in favor of sex trafficking, but I'm also
Really?
not in. But I'm also not in favor of people being hindered in their job
Correct.
opportunities.
I think it should be I think we should be able to legalize prostitution so that it can be safe. Like it can be practiced safely.
I feel like everyone's too worried about the prostitutes, not enough the pimp. What's he doing? Where's his mental health?
If you don't, correct, right? Like
Yeah.
if you don't pay up, he's got to beat you, and then when he goes home, like think about the trauma, and like he's gonna have so much adrenaline, he's not gonna sleep. He's losing sleep at night. These poor guys.
This poor pimp, man.
Not fair.
This poor pimp.
It's not fucking fair. And
So Armand,
and, you know, bro,
tell your buddy not to do it, but not out of like it's a bad idea for like, oh, you might get in trouble. It's sexual. Like, I'm worried about his health.
Yeah, he
'cause
needs
he's
to look
not gonna
after his
sleep.
mental health.
Because
Yeah,
if you don't get
yeah,
a certain
yeah,
number of hours of sleep, your brain actually it will age faster, and you're likely to get Alzheimer's. You die at a young age. If you don't get a minimum required of sleep, it'll knock 10, 20 years off your life.
Easy.
Heart problems, brain problems.
Do you guys know Magic Johnson?
Is that
Yeah.
the AIDS guy?
Yeah. Did you know he's not gay? He just had AIDS.
Yeah, you can get that.
Yeah.
If women have AIDS, you can get it.
I didn't know. I thought that
It's not rectally transmitted.
I always thought it was
Blood.
crazy that Magic Johnson was gay, super good at basketball, and gay, and
that's
no one
just
talked
LeBron.
shit about it, right? I was so confused. No, I was always so confused because I was like, it's weird how Magic Johnson was so good at basketball, he avoided people hating him for being gay, and then my friend was like, he wasn't gay, and then I was like, but he had AIDS. And he's like, and then he basically said exactly what you said. He's like, you could get AIDS without being gay.
You're crazy for that one, guy.
Holy.
So you were probably like, well, I thought he had to have sex with a monkey.
Well, aren't they all? Okay,
Just LeBron. Whoa.
Jokes. We're gonna put a beep on right after you
Yeah.
said that. It'll be
Yeah.
like, are they all beep?
What do you mean?
Even though we all know the context,
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
But while we were talking about that, I used the rest of the peri-peri sauce
Yeah.
on a wing. So does anyone want to
No.
take
no.
one bite of the other side?
No.
No.
I'm still
What's
feeling
it?
the last
No.
one, dude.
Okay.
I'm drinking
Excuse
the
me.
beers for everyone here.
I need another beer soon.
So Sneaky Weasel. That's who do you think of when you hear Sneaky Weasel? I think of Alec.
He's always drinking those sneaky
He's a Sneaky Weasel because of it.
When I think of Fireball when I think about
Fireball
fair.
and Sneaky Weasel. But when you look at Alec, when he has the stash,
Yeah,
you're like, you're a Sneaky,
Sneaky
Weasel,
Weasel,
man.
yeah. And then he pulls out a like 24 pack.
Yeah.
And you're like,
that guy.
Yeah.
by the way, Joey, I thought this was, I don't know why I thought this was a better idea to do this on air, but I was going to ask you, do you want the final spot on the Pirates team for the summer?
Yeah, I'd love.
All right.
I'd love
Yeah, I'm not going to lie.
Congratulations.
I've been drafted.
Yeah, I had 3 spots, and I basically had you guys, and then I put it in the chat, like the group. I was like, yo, is anyone there? And then I realized I was like, okay, I already was gonna ask you guys before. Anyhow, I thought I'd do it on air, and then like all the fans were like, oh, is he? And then we'll have a break before. Wait, you said yes already? Okay, we'll go back and edit
Yeah.
it. So before you say yes, it'll be like
And we'll be right back.
a huge break, like 20 minutes of just like ad reads and silence.
Sure.
And then it'll be like, Joey's like, yeah, sure.
Okay, let's do it.
Just so casual.
Let's do it.
No, I can't. I'll have to do it to the post edit.
Okay,
We can't
okay,
do
yeah.
it now, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw in like all these
All
like
the fake
dumb
ads.
shit.
Yeah.
That's just there.
Just like make up fake products for like McDonald's just released their fucking burrito. Just
Catalina
get
one
really
makes it.
descriptive and be creative.
Have you seen the new McDonald's food? The burrito?
Yeah, the burrito is actually
It's
it's
pretty
fantastic.
There's a burrito.
Yeah, it's pretty.
it's
The
got-
breakfast one, man.
Yeah, the sauce. It's fire.
It's really fucking good. And then I today went to A&W
It's
for
like a
coffee.
small little thing. You get 2 of them.
Okay, I got a hash brown and a coffee from A&W, large coffee. Guess how much?
$2.49.
$5.50.
What?
I know. That's what
Were you like what? What?
I know.
Sorry. You said A&W, not Starbucks.
A&W
Large coffee.
and a hash brown.
Oh yeah, their hash browns are like $2.49.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
I
used to
guess
work
the
there.
coffee's not
And
because
the large
McDonald's.
coffee's gonna be like $3.
McDonald's is $1.75 for their
Like a
extra
large
large.
coffee, yeah.
Extra large.
Yeah.
It's $1.58 for their large.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys eat and drink? Like, what do you guys do for your breakfast? Or do you do breakfast?
Yeah, so when I go to work, I kind of have a ritual. Like I'll make coffee in my Keurig. It's just like a smaller one, so it's 12 ounces. And then when I walk to work, I walk past the A&W on 3rd, or not the A&W, the 7-Eleven.
Nice.
And so I'll pop in there and I'll grab a small coffee from there, just because like the one from the Keurig is going to be way too hot to drink.
Okay.
And so as I'm walking
Kind of
to,
a smart fucking move.
and so when I'm
I
walking
wouldn't
to
even
work,
think of that. I'd be like, oh,
Yeah.
fuck, drink this hot shit.
and so yeah, on my way to work, it's still like another 15 minutes. I'll slowly start sipping that, and then by the time I'm getting to work and I've started, it'll start to get a little bit colder. So then whatever I have left, I'll dump into my my Keurig coffee, and then it's at a good temperature. At that point, I can start.
That's
drinking it.
legit.
Methodical breakfast you got there.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say like I enema my coffee into my asshole. Did you know that's a thing now? Because they say it's a.
You
clear-
thought Joey was gonna do that?
Well, I figured maybe you'd wake up a couple hours.
Well, no, like before I wake up and make my coffee, I'll usually goon for a couple hours or something.
Oh,
like
100%.
that.
You
Yeah.
have to.
So wait. Tell me more about this butt enema. That's the thing now.
I am not joking. The white women have. I'm sorry, man. It's the white
Obviously, well, okay. I just assumed.
women. Californian
Is it
white
cold
women.
brew or?
I don't
hope
know.
so.
I think it's like a specific kind of coffee that's like pretty clean. I would assume it's like freshly roasted. No, I don't think you'd use like instant coffee for that stuff.
Okay, so
I
why are
couldn't
you
imagine,
butt chugging it?
Butt chugging instant coffee.
My coffee's gone cold. Just gotta microwave it before I pour it down my ass.
No, but it's like an IV bag, and you'll like be on your back with your butt up. I'm not joking. And like they do this. No, like I've seen like videos of these girls like on a yoga mat and like just doing my daily morning ritual, my coffee enema, and they'll talk
this
about
on
the
Pornhub?
benefits.
What are
No,
the
it's
benefits?
Instagram. So what they say
It is
is
poured up.
it's it reduces a lot of the negative side effects of coffee and like
Like drinking it. They're like,
yeah,
I'm sick and tired of the
they'll be
flavor.
like,
I'll butt enema.
my idea is like I think because all these girls are like on Ozempic now and they don't have an appetite, so you're like I don't want to eat that. I'm gonna shove it up my ass.
I mean that don't you? I don't want to. I don't know Ozempic.
I don't think you need it, man.
I'm on it.
No, you're not.
I do 13 vials a day.
Is that what that was? Was that what you got up?
I've been shitting blood and I haven't eaten in 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, like my sunken eye sockets and lack of energy is the best. I love it. I can't wait to do more.
Yeah. Have you seen the South Park Ozempic episode?
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Okay, I just want to point out America has not only been the first country to make it so that people are dying of obesity like across the board, like that's so clearly an issue.
More people-
but they also, but instead of being like, and then think there's other places there's no food, and then instead of being like, yo, maybe we should stop doing this, they were like, we need to make some medication so that we can stop eating because we've eaten so much. Like that's just a sad cycle to be in.
Yeah. Well, the semaglutides, right? That's what they are. But more people in America are clinically obese than there are people who are hungry. So think about that. There's so many poor people in America that probably eat maximum one meal a day or not even, right? There are more clinically obese people. I'm not saying like, oh, tubby this. I'm saying like
Obese,
like oh
yeah.
shit, like that. You gotta. I'm sorry, sir. You gotta buy 2 seats on the plane. I'm saying those kinds of people. That's insane.
Like I don't know. I have a few clients that are on Ozempic or were, and I've literally heard some of the most
Were
like
they chicks?
yeah, they were like they weren't small people. They were older and like not like old, but
But it is actually prescribed specifically for people who have diabetes. So if
Yeah,
they were
I know
bigger,
it's-
maybe they're
no,
needed it.
like it
Or
makes.
was it like they were
but,
privately?
But okay, so like, how do I say this? First off, if you're super obese and it gets you to lose weight so that you can go do stuff, I support it
100%.
because you're clearly in a weak a sad
Some
state.
people actually are incapable of
But like,
getting to that point.
the problem with like Ozempic is it literally just makes you have no appetite. So your stomach, it's stomach paralysis. Like, so you can't reverse that at a certain point. And that's what my fear is. Like, this one client I have, she tells me stories like this. Yeah, I'm never really hungry, and when I eat, I don't really want to eat much because I feel nauseous. And I'm like, what have you eaten that day? Nothing. And so you're like, that's not good. And then it got to a point after 2 years, they were like, yeah, I actually just feel nauseous, like I'm going to throw up, and I get dizzy all the time. Go off Ozempic, and it instantly, like within 2 or 3 days, they're like, oh yeah, all those symptoms disappeared. And I'm like, that's not good. Like that was what you're on. And then she's now struggling to get back to eating because the 2 years she was on it, she paralyzed her stomach.
I feel like maybe once you've lost the required weight, now it's like get off of it and find the right diet and exercise regimen that's going to make you stay at that weight that you're at.
I'm sure
that make sense?
That makes sense.
This
And I'm
girl
sure
was
there's
addicted
people
to
that, but
Ozempic.
I'm
she
sure.
OD'd on Ozempic is what you're saying.
Well, no, she wasn't even bad. She's just was, I'd say, more like kind of clueless to like the symptoms. Like a lot of people, like things happen to them. They don't go like, why is this happening to me? Like, oh, I don't know why I every single night have the worst stomach and sleep, and then I wake up in the morning and throw up. Oh, do you eat till 2 a.m. and stay up drinking crap like pop and just not sleeping? And, yeah,
Pop has a lot of caffeine.
yeah. It's, I don't know. It's a lot of people don't like put 2 and 2 together, and so she was more one of those where she was like, what's it? Arkham's razor is like the most likely outcome is probably the outcome. She just didn't have the thought of like, oh, I started taking this thing that makes you not eat, and now I have all these like weird symptoms and I don't eat. And it's like,
maybe they were just lying to themselves, right? Because they didn't want to believe that the thing that was making them look the way they wanted to was actually the downfall of
okay, here's
medical.
like, to answer your question though, you said like the theory of what you should do. I agree, but do you really think the person that's got severely obese is like, oh, if I shed 30 pounds, I'll change my life? Like, probably not.
No, obviously not. I think before you start taking the Ozempic, you should start creating the habits so that when you are off it, it's like a runway. Right?
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about Ozempic because I would never, if it helps someone lose weight and they're like genuinely better off than they were pre-Ozempic, then I'm happy for them and I'd like be like awesome.
Yeah.
But I have so many queries, and it's more around the personality of the person than the actual drug. But I want to pivot into something else that I think would be a cool thing to talk about on air. So now that we're all on a soccer team together yet again, just keeps
every
happening.
year, right?
For like every team almost. Just keeps happening.
It's
crazy.
Co-ed, summer league.
And it's crazy how it's just random draw, and we
Yeah.
just keep shuffling to the same team.
Yeah. What are the odds? Like
I don't know.
1 in 400 billion?
Yeah, I know a guy.
Yeah.
He manages our team. He wears a lot of good clothes.
He is really good looking.
He is.
Yeah. Well kept.
Love that guy.
Yeah, God bless that guy. So what do we think about between the three of us? We kind of like start a fitness pact for next season.
Yeah.
So that we can like
Okay.
Really run into it
really,
hard.
yeah, because I really feel like we can do the double.
I think what would be fun, because we're not going to be practicing this year. I think at least the three of us or anyone else who's on the team, we should meet up and figure out 1 day a week where we just come to a field, touch the ball, and fucking get fit.
See, like that's the thing. I'm not against touching the ball, but I think we have to run.
That's what I said, just touch the ball, and then just go do some laps.
Because like if we run,
do some agility,
and then by the time preseason starts, bless you, then by the time preseason starts, like, because I don't know, like I like touching the ball and running more, but I just think it'd be a fun thing. Like I don't even know how we do. Joach, we had kind of talked about like Paul knows like how
He knows how to run.
Yeah, we should talk to Paul because there is a like formula to doing it properly.
Yeah.
And we should just try and all of us like complete it. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking because like it's like without knowing too much, I feel like the first 6 weeks of it or 3 weeks is like you run like 3K 4 days of the week. or something. So it's
then you
not
slowly
and then
start.
and then you're not even running hard.
like that.
Yeah, so like what I was explaining to Joe last
sounds
time,
like a nice
like
amount.
what Paul was saying is like you want to train your cardio so you're running a 6-minute kilometer or something like that for 3K, and you do it for a really long time. So basically that like
You're
the
retraining
goal but the goal is you literally should be able at the end of the 3 weeks to do that run you're doing without even noticing. Like it shouldn't be like you're like, oh, I'm gonna go for a run and you did it today and you get back, you're like, oh, I worked out but it was easy. By the end of it won't be like you'll run that and then you'll just get home and be like, yeah, I could still work out and all that. And so then once you get to there, that's like your base.
And then
you add a little more
Yeah.
and a little more. And that's what Paul does.
Yeah.
And he explained it to me too. A lot of pro athletes have it. It's like, you'd be surprised the training that pro athletes do versus you. It's not much different. It's just they've had that like cumulative low buildup so that now that they can intensely work out at this level, but it's because of that slow build.
Yeah.
So I think we should do that. That'd be
I
fun.
like that. I'm
That
down.
would be good.
All right. Well, it's almost been 2 hours on the pod, so we're gonna end it on that pact. We'll call it the Boys Pact.
Okay.
Thanks for coming on. This is the Perry Cast. We'll see you all soon. Poor and Famous. Check us out.